Hey everybody, what's going on? I am in the process of restoring a 66 Mustang Fastback. Still in paint. It's been in paint for about 107 years now. But they're making progress on it, so I've been working on the parts so that I can get things ready when the car is back in the shop, so I can get all the pieces ready to go, put on the car, and get the restoration going quickly. One of the things my car needs is window glass. It has glass, but it's old and it's aged. Some of it has scratches or hazing like old glass will. I looked in the catalog to see how much new glass was. Not only is it amazingly expensive, but the shipping on it will break the bank. So I looked online and saw that perhaps I could save some money by polishing the glass myself, which seems like an easy process if you're an automotive idiot. So I've got window glass, the passenger side window glass from my 66 Mustang here. There it is. And we're going to use some chemicals and some products that I bought online to see if we can get a better finish on it. Window glass is really hard to see, of course, on the camera, but as you can see, this water stain and haze on the lower edge of the glass next to the mounting. This rust is very superficial. It's not into the metal at all. So we'll clean that up a little bit with steel wool. I don't see any real heavy scratches in the glass. There are some stains right there that I think will come off with the polisher. Also got some hazing and stains on the front edge of the window, right through there. And that's where it joins the vent window and the door frame. There's the original car light mark with the correct date code too, by the way. So this glass is worth saving if we get the right chemicals. The chrome looks to be in pretty fair shape. I don't see any deep pits or scratching. Again, just some random marks, probably from weather stripping. I'm hoping that'll come off. So we're going to give this a try and see if we can bring this glass back to life. So I got a couple of things off the internet. I found a tutorial on a web page that explained this process to me. Key to it was a brand of products from a place called Chemical Brothers. And this is the polishing compound they recommended, optical grade cutting polish, V36. And the instructions for how to use this are, of course, on the back. But essentially what we're going to do is apply that product, well, this one's kind of dirty, but to a polishing pad, which of course is attached to the backing pad, which goes onto the polisher. I also purchased some chemical guys. Again, just keeping it all the same, saving money on freight. Professional grade microfiber towels, and also found a premium microfiber applicator from them as well. Not really sure if I'm going to need that, but I will definitely need the polishing compound, the backing pad, and the polishing pad. So what we need to do is clean the window first, make sure that the surface is free of dust and grease. So let's get that going first. All right, just going to use some regular glass cleaner on this. Seems like there's a little bit of grease on here from something. And as I'm cleaning it, I'm going to kind of look to see if I can identify any scratches or things that are going to require a little bit more attention. And if I see those, I'll use a marker on the back side of the scratch to mark it so that I can continue watching it as I'm polishing it. And I have found a scratch. Hard to believe after 56 years that, you know, a piece of glass would have a scratch on it, I know. So I priced online, and to buy the new window glass, just the glass, mind you, it was something in the range of about $150, which isn't too bad. But then the shipping is crazy on glass. And then I'd have to pull off this chrome strip that goes around 2/3 of the window, and then the bottom plate bracket assembly, and all this is held on with like a two-sided sort of 3M tape rope. It's sticky, and I've read you can get it off, but it isn't much fun. And then putting it back, You need to make sure you get a nice tight bond, especially on that bottom bracket, otherwise your window can detach and fall into the door. So the entire assembly, you can buy it as well, and it's approaching $400 plus freight. So you can real quickly lose your equity in your restoration if you spend money at that rate. I'm spending it fast enough, so let's try to slow that down. Pro tip for any of you that have wives that pay attention to your parts purchases, find ways to save the money. The nice thing with the window too is I think we're going to do some good stuff on this, but if I'm not totally happy with the results, it's easy enough to replace a window later when the car is done. This is just money I don't have to spend right now. So let's take a look at the scratch. So right at my fingertip, the camera's focusing, you can lightly see some scratches that are in the glass. This is the reverse side. So the scratches are actually on the top from where my finger is. But I'm going to mark these with a marker. And I'm certain the thing's going to lose focus for a moment. But those are the scratches. Now when I polish this side of the glass, that marker will stay there so I can keep track of those and really work on them, give them a little more attention and love. There's a couple other small scratches on the glass, so I'm going to go ahead and mark all of these out so that I can see them when I'm polishing. Real men really do read the instructions despite what you've heard. So this says to work on a cool surface, shake well, always work with a 2x2 section at a time, 2 foot by 2 foot. Apply 4 to 5 drops to the pad, prime the pad with chemical guys. Of course, there's the commercial. Set your machine into motion with moderate pressure. Work area in 2 or 3 passes until polish becomes clear. Follow with light pressure to finish. Remove residue with clean rag. Microsoft fiber, I'm sure. Anyway, so we'll follow this. Let's go ahead and get the pad ready to go. Got my high quality Harbor Freight polisher ready to roll. All right, let's put 4 to 5 drops onto the pad here. It's a drop. It's a big drop. I don't know, I want more. Let's dot this thing up. Okay, so we've got it on the pad. Now we're going to go ahead and lightly start to apply this. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens here. And mush this down. Set my speed down a little low to start. Very hard to see much yet. That was a real light coat though, at moderate speed and light pressure. It said to work it until it's clear, so we did. I am noticing where the pad hit the chrome strip that it's doing a little bit of shine there, so that's a good thought. There's a little bit of abrasive feel to what's on the glass, but not much. Let's go ahead and load up the pad and work this whole glass for a little bit, and I'll just time lapse this sucker. Engage time lapse. Now. Okay, phone keeps falling down. Turns out vibrations aren't good. This is why an idiot has to have a phone case on their phone, because they do stupid things like that. Anyway, I flipped over the window to the other side. This would be the outside of the window if it was on the car. This is where most of the stains and the watermarks were. I've given it one good pass so far, and let me show you how that's looking. So you can see some of the these watermarks, this haze at the base, seems to be lightening up a little bit. Some of the old black marks where I assume it was from the weather stripping are definitely getting knocked down. And then the haze that's on the forward edge where it joins the vent window, also seeing a lot of progress there.
A few moments later.
Okay, well, I've hit it for probably about another 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to hit it with the microcloth. Maybe we can take a look and see what's really going on down here. The part that seems to be the most stubborn, of course, is the part right here where it joins the mounting bracket. And that's where the discoloration and the stain was from the weather strip. So we've made a lot of progress on that. But it's still visible. I think that's going to be below the belt line, but we'll continue hitting it. The main surface of the glass is getting quite smooth. I haven't polished the other side yet, so you're seeing a lot of swirl marks from the other side still. But this obviously will deserve some more attention. It's very smooth to the touch. I can't feel, there's a little bit of abrasion. Very smooth, so I don't know how much more the polisher is really going to be able to get that if you can't feel it with your finger. But let's go ahead and wipe the glass down both sides, and then I'll hit this side again. We'll see if we make any more progress on this mark. Okay, we put about another, I don't know, 5-8 minutes into it, just concentrating on that spot on the bottom edge. Give it a real good clean and really assess where we're at here. You can still see it when the light's right. There you go, shoot up that way. It's really obvious. But it's greatly diminished, and when it's straight on, you can see there's still a line, nowhere near like how it was before. Before it was white and cloudy all the way down to the metal. Now it's only still scuffed up probably where that weather strip rides on the belt. And it's way less noticeable than it was. Okay, some of the areas I'm finding in these tight little crannies where the polisher head can't get, I'm taking a single edge razor blade and working the glass right there, and there's a little bit of schmutz and dirt left over from 56 years of living the American dream that actually comes off with the single edge razor, and it you know, you'll never see this area when it's installed, but it just makes me feel good to know that we're knocking that out. Same thing up here where the glass joins the chrome molding. There's a little bit of stuff that the polishing head couldn't get to, but the razor definitely does. So I went around the perimeter of the glass, around all of the, where the metal joins the glass, and cleaned it up with the razor. It looks good. I've hit the rest of the glass with the microfiber and the Windex. It's looking pretty good. I wish that there was more that could be done. I'm going to give you another pro tip. Steel wool, the Restorer's Eraser. I'm going to hit the chrome molding that goes around the edge of the top of the window with steel wool. That'll take off some of the haze out of that, as well as some of the black marks that are still on there as well. After that, we're going to call it done, so let's get that part finished. Look at how shiny. Well, that's quite nice. I'm going to flip it over, do the other side. Sometimes life hands you lemons, and you actually do get lemonade. So I was using our Magic Friends steel wool on the chrome perimeter, and I thought, let's hit those spots on the glass too, just to see what happens. Well, I'm happy to report a lot happened. So those lines at the belt molding are all but gone now. The steel wool took it all off. It must have been a very hard residue on top of the glass, not in the glass. So I used the steel wool and hit all the edges of the glass all around. And of course the moldings. And it all came out pretty darn good. Very pleased with the results of this. Again, the polish definitely put a nice shine on the glass. Took out any impurities. Very happy with that. But the steel wool was the final piece de resistance, as they like to say in Mexico. and really cleaned up that belt molding mark. So am I an idiot? Maybe. I don't know. This time it feels like things worked out. Being an idiot can sometimes pay off. Using that steel wool on the glass was really just a really pleasant surprise. The V36 from the chemical guys seems to do a great job on the glass. And I don't know if you really need the microfiber cloths as much. It seems like the paper towel and Windex were really cleaning it up just as well. Do whatever you like. But I think that it's really worth your time to try to save your old glass, unless it has deep scratches. Luckily, this one did not. And I'm very, very happy with the results. And in the end, with shipping costs, I saved at least $250 and as much as $500 on the one window. I still have to do the back window, which on those fastbacks is a really big piece of glass. It's definitely going to be worth the time and the effort, though. After doing this, I'm very happy that that's going to save the back glass, as it doesn't have scratches, just a lot of haze and dirt on it as well. That glass is about $700 with shipping, so definitely wanted to use the products from Chemical Brothers to see how this process worked. So we'll report back and see how things go as we move on down the road. But thank you for watching me. I'm still happy to be your favorite idiot. And anytime you need to see how not to do something, please subscribe, like, comment below. Let me know exactly what this idiot did wrong. And we'll talk to you the next time.